Hello everyone! Welcome to Messy Hearts, where we help people who seek advice for their troubled relationships and lives. Listen carefully and share your experience down in the comments below to help those who seek it. We hope you enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's head on to the first story. Story 1. I found out that my girlfriend immediately had sex while we were broken up. I don't know if I can be with her anymore. What would you do? So here's the story. Long story short, we were having relationship problems and broke up at the beginning of the year. We broke up and I immediately tried to fix it. She didn't want to. We were broken up for about a month but stood in constant contact, and I began sleeping over again about 3 weeks into our breakup. Without me knowing, she went on a date 1 month before we broke up and told the guy that she had a boyfriend after. He denied her from there. She started pushing me away and we had a mutual breakup, which I immediately tried to fix 2 hours later. She didn't want to. I also made mistakes and had my own issues, which I took the time to fix. I set a boundary in saying, I will not accept if you are with other people. I did not try to tell her what she could or couldn't do. I was trying to fix our relationship, and it is fair to say what a deal breaker is for me. I moved back in with her thinking that none of this happened, and here I am 3 months later trying to figure it out because I love her. We ended up working things out and got back together at about the 1 month mark. I gave up my new apartment and moved back in with her, and about 4 months into us being back together, I had strong suspicions that she had rebounded and had asked her several times, which she denied. I went through her phone and found out that she went on a date the night that we broke up with some guy who used to chase after her. She had sex with him a few times and he told her that he wasn't interested anymore. She also had sex with another guy once. She went on other dates and kissed at least 3 other guys. I told her before we broke up that I would not accept if she were with anybody while we were broken up. I feel very strongly about that, especially since she did it so quickly. She said she lied to me when we got back together because she knew I wouldn't take her back. I had opportunities to have sex with other girls, but I denied them because I just wanted my girlfriend back. It's been many months and she has fixed every issue that we had previously had. We are and we're always very good together, but I cannot seem to let this go. Makes it more difficult because all of these guys she messed with are local and it's just embarrassing. It is also difficult because we are in the same social circle and spend a lot of time with other couples. I also read sex and got some way too explicit information. So I'm living with this girl 3 months after finding this information out, trying to put my pride aside and move on from this because she is genuinely sorry about what she did and shows me every day that she only wants me. She is adamant on being completely over it and trying to put it in the past, constantly talking to me about marriage, kids, etc. But I'm very disturbed by what happened, and I feel like I am taking a hit to my pride and ego continuing to be with this woman. It was like she thought the grass was greener, but it wasn't. I have heard from many people this kind of thing only bothers you when you are young, but it's been 3 months and it bothers me all day, every day. I am a fairly good-looking guy who has no problem getting attention from other women and could go and be with somebody else, but I do love my girlfriend, just not sure if that's enough anymore. What advice would you give about this story? Let us know in the comments, and let's move on to the next story. Story 2. My female coworkers are driving my wife nuts with rumors. What do I do? Okay, so I've got a pretty good job in a big corporate setting. I've been there about 4 years and got my wife a job there too about a year ago now. I'm well respected and generally liked. I get along with everyone and I frequently fill in on other shifts, cover other positions, and act as a backup supervisor for my department in case the usual boss is out. I like my job. My problem is that ever since my wife also got a job working here, multiple female coworkers are harassing her pretty much constantly with catty little remarks. They'll tell her how much they love working with me or imply that we have a close relationship outside of work. They'll tell her how much they love giving me hugs, which I do not do, or talking to me. They frequently use terms like my OP when speaking about me to my wife. Obviously, I only know what my wife tells me about, and then I have to reassure her. We've been together 7 years, married for over 1. Let me just clarify that I do not speak to any of my female coworkers outside of work. I don't play favorites or talk to them a lot. I don't have any that I would even consider work friends. I literally just try to be professional and generally nice and polite to people at work as a default. When I've tried to confront certain female coworkers about these things, it seemed to only intensify it. If they're just jealous of my wife being married and want to try to meddle in that happiness for envy's sake, or if they just don't personally like her, which is crazy BC, she's a sweetheart, and this has somehow become a common thing to use against her. Or what? I'm so frustrated by this stuff already. It just goes on and on, girl after girl. I can't confront them because they play dumb and then do it more. I can't ignore it because it upsets my wife. And I can't very well just tell her, don't be insecure. I'm sure if it were the other way around and dozens of male coworkers were telling me they were so close with my wife, or claiming to be close friends who text all the time, or even suggesting they've had some kind of sexual or romantic physical contact, I'm sure I'd be upset too. But I'm at such a loss here. I don't know how to handle it, and it's bugging the crap out of me. At the very least, if you read all this, thank you for letting me vent. Do you have any advice on this one? Comment down below, and let's move on into the third story. Story 3. I want a divorce from, do I have grounds or am I being a baby? Just to add some clarity, he is a wonderful father. I couldn't have picked a better dad for my children, minus some forgetfulness. He loves them fully and takes amazing care of them, never acts like a babysitter, etc. He works from home. When I say he won't go to work, I mean he won't go to his office upstairs and start working. It's regular for him to have a 3 to 4 hour workday. I'd be thrilled if he just worked and cleaned up after himself. I don't need him to split chores or anything like that. Obviously help is a plus, but working a job and working on fixing up a house is an incredible weight to carry if he'd go and do those things. Also, yes, I was a little sassy. I wrote my fully transparent feelings on a throwaway account for a reason. I'd never speak to him or anyone we knew about him like this. Now, to the story. I, 25F, and my husband, 25M, have been married for just short of 4 years. In that time, we have had 2 children and learned that he has ADHD. He worships the ground I walk on. He would feed me grapes and serve my gold on a silver platter if I asked. But he won't do a single chore around the house, can't maintain a train of thought long enough to clean up after himself, refuses to regularly take his meds, won't go to work, he works from home, despite me expressing concern on many occasions that he's going to lose his job. I'm a Psalm, so that thought is extra terrifying. We recently purchased a property that turned into a whole flip instead of few minor upgrades we thought we were going to have to do. He never goes to work on it, so we're stuck staying at my dad's. His response is that he just loves me so much and wants to spend all his time with me. I am constantly encouraging him to leave and go do his responsibilities because they need done, but truthfully, I feel smothered. I have to remind him to put lotion and medicine on his skin, horrible eczema, probably psoriasis. I have to remind him to shower. So all in all, the only things I can guarantee that he will do is pay the bills that are all on auto pay and take out the trash, but not run it to the landfill. All of this has been wearing on me for 4 years. I actually quit my job 3 years ago because we were going to get a divorce if I didn't, because he expected me to manage everything in the house and work full-time as an ICU nurse because that's what his mom did. So all of this obviously sucks, and I feel like I'm living with a stubborn, overgrown toddler who can't make a decision to save his life but argues with me when I try to make one. But on top of all of that, he recently had the 4th person in his life, over the span of our relationship, come to him to ask if I was taking advantage of him and if I understood that he needed to work, y'all. I just about exploded. I feel like I'm going crazy because I know I'm dragging him through life and he's barely hitting the bare minimum, but apparently he's presenting me in a negative light to those around him. And when I ask how he presents me, he says, fairly. I feel like I'm going crazy and I have been begging for therapy, but after another person asked if I was taking advantage, I feel like I'm just done. What am I even fighting for at this point? To drag a man-child around just to be viewed as the bad guy from the outside? The only reason I'm still here is because of the kids, but I don't know if that's better either. I don't know. Send help. Thank you for watching. All advice is welcomed and will help these people to resolve the things that trouble them. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think. And never forget that your smile is your best feature. Wear it proudly.